The PPI number talked about those rising steel costs, rising fuel costs, rising costs of transportation for goods. How is it affecting you?
Well, this year has been particularly challenging. We've seen our costs go up in certain solvents, pigments, resins, a lot of other components we use, almost up 5 to 10%. And as you said, we're a big supplier to this $9 billion industry for housewares, and it is really, really challenging to try to pass these costs on. Every one of my multi-billion-dollar American clients has very sophisticated sourcing departments, and they do not typically accept price increases because they have to sell to the Amazons and the Targets and the Walmarts, and no one wants us to end up with the consumer. But honestly, I think that's what's going to happen this year.
So, Ravin, as you compare input costs, compare products and wages. I mean, which is putting more pressure on your margins?
Right now, I would say products from an input cost. We certainly are seeing a very, very tight, almost historically tight labor market. But for me right now, between the binary choice, I would say inputs. Product inputs.
How do you wind up hedging that in general? Like, for example, I'm looking at the cost of steel of mill products, right? That saw the biggest increase since 2011. Is there any way to mitigate these kind of losses in your business?
Well, for me, what I hang my head on is innovation. We have over 50 R&D chemists that are nonstop innovating. Of course, they're trying to increase quality, but a lot of times, to your point about hedging, we are trying to push costs down by sourcing different materials, doing specialty engineering. You know, they're very highly educated people, and I think that that's kind of true across the board. Most industrial sectors have an R&D component because, you know, I founded my company 10 years ago. Any entrepreneur who is going to be successful knows that if you are not obsessed, literally obsessed with cost control, you will select yourself for extinction, because I've got a lot of, really aggressive competitors out there who are always trying to knock me out and always trying to underbid us. This is just capitalism. So innovation to me is the biggest prescription I would give to anyone in any sector to keep, a hedge on costs.
Ravin, explain your business a little bit to me. When you talk about all those chemists, do you have any intellectual property protection that gives you a little bit of a moat with some of these things, whether it's a patent or whatever?
Oh, sure. We definitely have IP. That's a huge component of our business. And so yeah, that is a moat, but honestly, it's really a dog-eat-dog world if you look at my industry. So, even though we have IP, my competitors have IP, and everyone tells a story about why our product is the greatest. And, we've done pretty well because we supply to pretty much every household brand in America. But ultimately, it really does come down to cost a lot of times. So if my sales team has to, go into to Walmart, for instance, or go to one of our clients that supplies to Walmart and tell a story about, resins are going up, so guess what, guys, prices are going 8%, it's just crickets in the room. And the only way that clients even consider a price increase or accepting a price increase is when there is incontrovertible, irrefutable evidence that prices are going up across the board. And we are in a situation right now where in my industry, this sort of evidence is coming from all quarters.
So how much downward price pressure, Ravin, do you get because of the size of your buyers? For example, when you talk about a Walmart, for example, it's a very big buyer, as opposed to the technology, the price discovery that comes across because of the internet. Where does the downward pricing pressure come from?
Well, so Walmart and Amazon.com are the 2,000-pound gorillas each, and it all starts there because I've been in meetings with the Walmart buyers, and they are highly aware of the impact that they have, and then they're very smart about it. They say, if we bring your product in or out, it literally makes a big footprint in this industry because they're the largest seller of housewares in the world. So honestly, the way that I run my company is that, guys, and when I talk internally, I say, guys, we know every year we're going to get pressure to not raise prices, but to reduce prices. So talk to me when I'm in a lab meeting, how are we going to keep our costs down? And in my business, we plan 3 to 5 years in advance because we always have to worry about things like this.
Yeah.
We from our vendors, we get a letter saying, guess what, prices are going up 8%. If you have not already hedged that, you are going to have a huge, huge problem.